There are countless examples of TV shows that almost got made but were cancelled before production. Heck, I've made multiple videos about cancelled TV shows, including one a little while ago about cancelled DC TV shows. And there have been many times where you look back at cancelled plans and wonder why such a good idea didn't get made. The same can't be said for one attempt to make a Wonder Woman TV show from 1967. This was both the first live-action appearance of Wonder Woman and the first appearance of Wonder Woman on screen at all, but it never made it to air. This was a 5-minute pilot made by Greenway Productions, the same production company behind the Adam West and Burt Ward Batman series, and executive produced by William Dozier, the executive producer behind Batman. It was only 5 minutes long, but that's because they only filmed a 5-minute segment of a 41-page pilot script written by Stan Hart, Larry Siegel, and later Stanley Ralph Ross, meaning the show would have been 30 or 45 minutes each episode. I think this is kind of important because despite how horrible this 5-minute presentation is, there's a chance, albeit very slight, that the full script is good, but I really doubt it. We open with quirky, nerdy, unseemly, and clearly unattractive Diana Prince reading the newspaper during a thunderstorm. Suddenly, she falls off the couch. What a klutz! How is she going to get a man when she's always falling off of couches? I mean, seriously, how did that even happen? There's no reason that happened. It just happened. Did the thunder scare her off the couch? I mean, yeah, it's clearly implying that she dropped some newspaper, tried to pick it up, and fell, but that still doesn't make any sense. Like, what's going on here? Anyway, she is saved by her mother, because of course, Wonder Woman needs her mom to help her get up. Her mom is fixing dinner, but Diana wants to take off because Steve Trevor is waiting at the airport because the storm has grounded his plane, and she wants to fly him to wherever he needs to go. She keeps saying that the free world is at stake as an excuse to leave, so I assume in the full script there was something important that Steve needed to do. But in this, it just comes across as Diana wanting to give Steve a ride to his vacation spot or business trip. Who knew Wonder Woman would be such a simp? Anyway, her mom discourages her from suiting up as Wonder Woman and quickly diverts to talking about how she needs to find a man. After a full minute or two of her deflecting her mom, talking about how embarrassing it is that her daughter isn't married, she finally convinces her mom to let her go and save the world. So she puts on one of her bracelets and goes through this weird door, coming out as Wonder Woman. And I have to admit, the costume looks really good. It's pretty much identical to the one in the comics at the time, but it works on screen. But guess what happens next? Like, seriously, if you haven't seen this, you probably couldn't guess what's happening next. She spends about a full minute looking at herself in the mirror. The free world is at stake, and she's admiring herself in the mirror. Also, it's hard to tell with the low-quality footage, but they actually have a different actress playing Wonder Woman in the mirror. The woman playing Diana Prince and normal Wonder Woman is Ellie Wood Walker, but apparently she wasn't pretty enough, so she has a prettier reflection played by Linda Harrison of Planet of the Apes fame. Also, apparently no one on set knew how mirrors worked. So after that, she comes to her senses and awkwardly flies away like Peter Pan that just smoked weed. Or maybe it was the cable operators that were on weed. But that's the end of the short. By the way, should I mention it's called Who's Afraid of Diana Prince? Of course, the answer is no one. This is horrible. It's a complete bastardization of the character of Wonder Woman. The whole point of Wonder Woman in the comics is that she's a strong, independent character that fights evil, and while she has a relationship, she's not defined by it. It's part of her character, but she's not defined by it in the way a lot of female characters are, and especially the way they were in the era. Steve Rogers is just as important to Wonder Woman as Lois Lane is to Superman. They're important, but if you take them out, you still have a good character. This pilot takes that and completely inverts it. Instead of being a strong and independent character, she's dependent on her mother and doesn't show any strong attributes. Instead of having a relationship that she isn't defined by, she has no relationship and is entirely defined by that fact. Not to mention her arrogance, as well as the arrogance of the narrator, who, symbolically enough, is played by William Dozier himself when he says, "She knows she has the speed of Mercury, and thinks she has the beauty of Aphrodite." Also, her mom is a self-centered douche. I mean, I guess she cares about her daughter, but the reason she wants her daughter to get a husband is not for Diana's happiness, but for her own gain. And while, yes, there is a small chance that the script is better, it probably isn't. They had 45 minutes of material to pick from. They could have chosen any 5 minutes of this pilot to shoot, and they picked this 5 minutes because they felt it encapsulated the show. William Dozier, if you are somehow listening from the great, dark, abyssal void of death, there's a fine line between amping up the camp factor of a character and spinning on them. This would be like taking Superman, the ray of hope that helps people, and making a dark, gritty version where he destroys cities and kills people. Wait. Guys, I'm just kidding, don't kill me in the comments. But all in all, I'm glad this was never picked up. Because of the Linda Carter version that was true to the character, Wonder Woman is a very respected character that, while not the highest grossing superhero ever, especially before DC Extended Universe, is definitely one that people know and love. If this had been made instead, it would have been harder to make money from the character today than it was for them to make Aquaman a character that people thought was cool. But that's all I have for you today. If you liked the video, consider checking my Buy Me a Coffee page. There you can donate directly to the channel. If you do, you'll get me one step closer to getting HBO Max so I can make a next day review of Wonder Woman 1984. So if you want to see that review on Boxing Day, click the link in the description to donate. Or just give me your HBO Max password. Either one works. That's buymeacoffee.com/COLEHRUSOVSKY. Don't forget to subscribe for daily videos on the franchises you love, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.